So the fifth directorial film by Ryan Coogler, Sinners, has been out for a while, and it's loved by both audiences and critics. And with that being his fifth film, I thought I'd rank all of his first 5 films that he has so far. So coming in at 5th place, my least favorite of his films, and that is Black Panther, the first one. I don't hate this movie. I don't think it's bad. But even I think it's strange how so far this is what I put very low from what he has so far. Because, this is, so far, it's his highest grossing film. And it's the only film that he's made that has been nominated Best Picture. We shall see how far Sinners goes. But yeah, Black Panther is his most successful and probably popular acclaimed film until Sinners. Sinners is not going to make as much money as Black Panther did, though. I love a lot of things about it. I like, Chadwick Boseman is great as T'Challa, the Black Panther. Michael B. Jordan is amazing as the villain Killmonger. If when we're talking about the Oscar discussion and all of the all the nominations that it got, I think the only one that was really deserving was Michael B. Jordan for Best Supporting Actor, and then I guess costume designs was also worthy. I think I also got like original screenplay, but the characters, the actors they're all great. You can definitely tell Marvel did give him a lot of free reign to tell an interesting story, while some of it has very forced comedic moments. But there are a lot of moments of characters talking about Wakanda, of what it could be doing, and the whole geopolitical commentary is all mostly, I think, done well. My only problem, besides the humor, because some of it just it feels way too crammed in, like Ryan Coogler and the other guy who wrote the script, it feels like they didn't even write it. Besides that, the visual effects that aren't sweeping shots of Wakanda are pretty bad. But I'm kind of kicking a dead horse when it comes to that complaint. Everyone knows the rhino effect is terrible. The fight between T'Challa and Killmonger is bad. And yeah, I know. Also, I do think he is a great director. I think his films, a lot of his films look great. This one, there are times, yes, there are a lot of awesome shots. Some scenes just aren't lit well. I think the scene of the first scene of T'Challa fighting M'Baku, to be king. That scene is just way too I think overexposed a little bit. It's too bright. It looks way cooler when he's fighting Killmonger. Maybe it's just that scene, but there's still some moments where even I still think the ending, the end battle scene, even that, I think the sun is way too high. I think it should have been. Look, everything just looks, sometimes things look cooler, during sunrise or sunset. That's just the truth. So it's really just that stuff, but I love everything. I love everything else in the movie. It's all fine. I think there's a lot of interesting things that he did compared to other Marvel movies. I feel because I also feel I should mention this. This probably is the highest grossing straight Marvel movie. If you know what I mean? I'm saying straight as it's straightforward. There's no Avengers crossover in this. There's no multiverse. There's nothing insane like that. So this might just be the highest grossing Marvel movie that's just the straightforward story about you know, the just one Marvel character and the rest of, like, you know, the people part of that property. And yeah, I do like it. There's just some technical things, some script things that I'm a little iffy on. But I did, you know, I enjoyed watching it. I didn't used to really like it that much, but rewatching it now, you know, I like it. I think it's very passable, but good. So coming in number 4 is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Yeah, this is a pretty. I'm guess this is like a very controversial choice by me, because I know a lot of people don't really like this movie. I mean, I kind of get why, but I guess, like, look, the two main reasons why I kind of prefer this over Black Panther. One, I think it's a way better looking movie. I think the movie is consistently looks good. Like, it was this is his first time working with the cinematographer that would also work on Sinners, and I just love how everything is just shot in this movie. Like, it has like a cool, like, blue watery feel, because, you know, it's about Wakandans facing off of people underwater, like very James Cameron feel. I love the look of the movie overall, and I think most of the effects are good in this. I mean, some of the underwater stuff is a little iffy, but that's always just gonna be hard to do. It's like Avatar: the Way of Water is probably like, it's like the best like CGI underwater effects that I think I've seen. Another thing that I really liked seeing for once, just in general from, like, the MCU when it comes to Wakanda, is seeing members of Wakanda, like, actually in peril for once. Like, I'm talking about the citizens. You know, Black Panther, it's in the fields by, like, you know, their, like, transportation, you know, site, kind of away from this, you know, from the city, I guess. It's not very tense. Well, I mean, like the way they make it tense is like how it turns to, like, an outright civil war with, you know, the look, it's not coming to my head, but, you know, it's like the border tribe, the Melange, you know, the bodyguard, you know, the Black Panther's bodyguards, they fight. I think that's like supposed to be, like, you know, make you care. But then, like, Infinity War, when, like, you know, with Thanos' like, you know, minions attack Wakanda, they don't ever go into the city. It's they're still, again, they're fighting in the field. Would have been way more interesting if you know, if that ending took place in Wakanda, but no. But for the first time in this film, you know, you have, you know, Namor flood the entire city of Wakanda, and you see the actual civilians, like, in peril. I like that. It makes me want to, like, care for, you know, the city, the people. I like that I saw that for once. And, you know, it felt like, you know, like, Wakanda isn't just, oh, this, like, pretty background city. It made, like, oh, there's, like, you know, people there. I felt tension for once for the, you know, the civilians. When I did see this, though, I remember not liking, I forgot her name, but, you know, the Ironheart girl. Because, you know, I haven't mentioned this, but, you know, this is a movie that, you know, is meant to kind of be like a memorial to Chadwick Boseman, who died. And I was kind of liking it for that, because it felt, you know, like, this is a very mature, serious film. Like Black Panther, but, you know, this one is a little more. And so, like, I don't want to say, like, I don't know, it kind of felt a little disrespectful that they, like, Marvel was, like, making this, like, you know, this heartfelt movie about a man who passed away, to then also have it be, like, a commercial for Disney Plus show that may not be happening. I don't know what's going on with Ironheart. It's probably not happening, like how that Armor Wars show is just, like nothing's come of that. But I didn't really care for the character, but I'm having trouble, because, like, I have not seen this movie in, like, 2 years. Rewatching it again, I'm trying to even remember what again I didn't like. I'm trying to remember if I didn't like her the character, or if I didn't like how it was just a setup. I think it was more of a setup because I wanted it to be more about Wakandans and they're not technically the Atlanteans, but under the Namor's people. Well, how can I say, it's Namor, really? It's Namor. I feel like they could have made a better reason though, like why the Wakandans and the Atlanteans are fighting in this one instead of like a girl who is meant to set up a Disney show. The actress is fine. I just didn't really care for that aspect. But the actors are great. Letitia Wright being promoted to main character in this one. Very good in this one. Angela Bassett's great. The woman who plays Okoye is great. Also, Lupita is very good in this film as well. Oh yeah, I do really like it. I do kind of like Namor. I don't know much about Namor though from like the comics. Besides that, he's basically the MCU Aquaman, and he's also like a hard man to deal with. Some people didn't like the portrayal, but others do. I'm just happy that we finally got a Namor like this guy is the first ever actor to play Namor, and hasn't been like there was no like attempt before. So that was I thought that was kind of cool. There's no bad jokes in this one. I thought the Ironheart girl was like the comic relief, but she's fine. There's not a lot of bad comedy with her. There's comedy in it, but I thought everything else is mostly good. The drama's great. It's a good sequel. Maybe should not have happened because of Chadwick's death, but it definitely turned out a very fun movie. And one last thing is that I like Michael B. Jordan's scene in it, and what I think is funny is how he was always going to be in the script. Like when Chadwick was alive and Ryan Coogler was writing it with T'Challa in mind to be in it, he was gonna have that scene with Killmonger, but with T'Challa instead of the ancestral planes. They were going to be in that, which is I find great how like Michael B. Jordan has been in all 5 of his movies, and he still was able to be in the sequels of Black Panther where he died in that first one. So I kind of love that he was always supposed to be in this to begin with. That's great. So coming in number 3 is his directorial debut, Fruitvale Station. And yeah, he totally knocked it out of the park with his first film, which I need to know, like, it's very short. Very short runtime for a movie that's meant to take place over the course of one day. The last day of this man's life before he sadly was killed by a policeman, and it's a very effective story with great performance, by Michael B. Jordan as the man Oscar Grant, and Coogler does a great job by kind of going into like why this really was tragic, and as you see Oscar go, you follow Oscar throughout the entire day, up until the event. And he was a guy that was truly trying to change his life from where he was at, giving up drug dealing and trying to get a better job, being a better father and like husband. But that was all stopped when he was sadly killed. And the movie just does a great job by setting that up, and then at the end is just you watch all of that get shattered right in front of him. And for first movie, and what Ryan Coogler does, it's amazing. Like how much what he tried to do with the script that he came up with, and the camera shots. Like, there are some pretty good, like, one takes in this, you know, for his first film. Like, he was, like, really doing them. And for, you know, they're very, like, minimalists, or, like, you know, they're not really, like, exciting stuff for some of it. But it is still, like, very effective, you know, cinematography. The movie just, you know, it looks great. A lot of it's just, like, it's edited well. I like all of the filmmaking that he did for for this, like, very kind of, like, low-scale movie. But at the same time, it's very impactful. And, you know, like I said, Michael B. Jordan is great in the film. Melanie Diaz as his wife is great in the movie. Kind of looking at her on Letterboxd, really hasn't been in like a lot of movies since, but she should. She's really good in this. Then you got Octavia Spencer as Oscar's mom. She's really great in the film. And then lastly, people may not know that he's in this, but Kevin Durant is in this as one of the police officers. Not the one that kills Oscar, but he's one of them. And Kevin Durant, maybe his best performance, because even if it's just like one scene that he's in, but it's very effective. Very effective scene by him. Overall, Fruitvale Station was a great directorial debut for Ryan Coogler, and yeah, it really like showed the world that he really is a like a filmmaker who is worth listening to, and worth someone to share his experience. And yeah, this film is definitely really worth watching, I'd say. All right, so I love number 1 and 2 so much that they're basically both. I would say both are like his best films. But for right now, number 2 is his most recent film, Sinners. Holy shit, this movie is really friggin' great. Just out of the way, maybe his just best shot looking movie. Even though I have this one at number 2, but holy shit, the filmmaking in this is amazing. This is a movie you have to see on IMAX right now as I'm recording this and posting on YouTube. Go see this on IMAX. It's a must. If you haven't, you really missed out. This is the IMAX movie of the year, well, until Avatar. But in terms of just like original movies, non-franchise stuff, this is like the big original thing to see. Because like the thing I need to just say, people have been saying it already. This movie is more than like just your typical horror movie, which is just great. It's got a bit of like a crime story element to it. There's a element of like music, which is more of what the film is about. It's a lot about music and culture, and with that, there's a lot of just big, awesome musical moments. And to see it on IMAX is amazing, because IMAX is a great format, and I like watching like action movies and intense scenes on IMAX. But I feel like it would be awesome to see like musical movies get like shot on IMAX for once. Like how awesome that would be. And I just don't feel like Hollywood or filmmakers ever push for that kind of experience. Like imagine seeing like just any I'm not even being specific on a musical. Just imagine like a musical shot on IMAX. And so far this is like the closest thing we've got, which is great, but but like an actual musical itself would be cool. But I love what we got from here. I loved seeing all these musical sequences and how they were shot. My God, they were so beautiful to look at. And it's an amazing cast. Michael B. Jordan playing 2 roles is, people have said this before, it is so great. You forget like they're like, it's the same guy playing 2 different roles. That's how like great it is. I love the performance by Miles Caton, who is who's more of like a musician, and this is his very first movie, and I want to see more of him. After this, Haley Steinfeld, really not in it that much, but I really do enjoy seeing her and her turning into a vampire. Amazing. Wunmi Musaku, Also great in the movie. You got Jack O'Connell as the evil, like, you know, the head vampire, singing Rocky Road to Dublin. Holy shit, that was great. And then Delroy Lindo as the old, like, blues pianist. It's just, oh my god, it is fucking great. This whole movie was just amazing. Just amazing, like, horror movie with awesome, like, gore, violence, and, like, you know, actually, like, you know, really creepy ideas with vampires. Great crime moments too, like, because, like, it's really like the first half of it is like a, you know, this crime movie. You know, these people, you know, these two brothers that are on the run from the mob, and, you know, there's like a lot of cool, like, you know, back and forth dialogue. It's so amazing. This is a true, like, this just is like a true genre bending cinematic experience that again, it's why you have to see this movie in IMAX. You just can't see this in standard. Well, maybe go back again to see it standard, because the thing about the IMAX-ness is that the film is so, like, kind of grainy and, like, hard to see things at times. That, like, you know, the IMAX portion really works in the second half, but I still just love the look, even if I can't see it well. Like, because grain, that dirty look in film is just way better than like the clean digital feel. I mean, sometimes I like that, but I prefer, I think everyone just likes that dirty film grain look, and that's what this film has. And, you know, everyone has said everything to say about this movie, but, you know, I also just love how they handle the vampires in this. They aren't, like, yeah, they are still, like, you know, blood-sucking creatures, but, you know, there isn't, like, a deep, like, metaphor where they are the vampires. It's actually that they are this other entity, you know, that is accepting to, you know, people of all races and, you know, genders, and, you know, they want to have their own, you know, they want everyone to come and be a part of their own community, but that's not the, you know, the true way. It's like, because at the end, a lot of vampire stuff does this, like, you know, in Buffy, the whole point, like, vampires don't have the free will to grow and expand as humans because they stay, you know, immortal in that form forever. So that was just, like, a real cool look into, like, how they did vampires in this. But amazing film. Yeah, also, I gotta say, for the the mid credit scene, you don't have to really say for the post, but the mid credit scene you have to stick through so much that I kind of think he should have just kept that as, like, you know, he should have made that, you know, and that, you know, that mid credit scene like the actual final, you know, the finale of the film, because that's how impactful it really is. It's very well made. Yeah, I got so much. I have so much just to say about this movie, but, you know, I gotta move on. You gotta go see this movie. It's the best film of the year. So number one, my favorite Ryan Coogler film, even though, you know, Sinners is still up there, but Creed. I'm a little biased on this one because, you know, liking, you know, Rocky, the character of Rocky and Sly, and how this movie, it really just does what the franchise should have done just after 4, and just have Rocky train someone else. And what better character than the son of Apollo Creed? I love the chemistry that, you know, Sly and Michael B. Jordan have off of each other. It's amazing to watch, and it's such a fucking shame that Stallone did not win Best Supporting Actor for this movie. Like, Mark Rylance, he's fine in Bridge of Spies, but he was not Oscar worthy in that movie. Stallone really should have just taken home the Oscar for this movie. And also, Ryan Coogler just does a great job at continuing the world of Rocky and adding, like, a new touch to it. Because I've said, you know, I reviewed the Rocky movies, you know, a long time ago when Creed 3 came out. I know it was 2 years ago, but it feels like a long time. But I wasn't big on Rocky Balboa because I just didn't feel like, you know, Stallone as a director was that strong. I didn't like the editing and the look of the film. I didn't really care for the fights. But, Creed, this movie really does feel like a breath of fresh air. Because, Coogler does a lot of, a lot of cool long takes, with one of them being, two of them being like fight scenes, and they're just amazing to watch. I love this is a movie that, when I was in film school, high school film class, we're going over long takes. I brought up the long takes from Creed because I think they're really great. They're really worth watching. That's what the franchise needed. Like, it needed new experimental ways of showing the fight, and what better way to show it than have it be, a long take of a boxing match. It's so brilliant on how he films it all. And overall, it's my favorite of the legacy sequels that have come out from the last decade and still going on today. This is just the one that really worked. Maybe it's because of what Rocky is as a franchise. It's different from stuff like Star Wars or Indiana Jones. It's a dramatic. It's more they're dramas, they're sports dramas, and they always have potential to continue on. And I think setting it on both the character of Rocky and also the character of Apollo Creed's son Adonis is really good, because you got these two characters, this odd couple duo working off each other with their own trying to achieve their own character arcs and dealing with their own problems. A very, very smart decision to do with this movie about a trainer and his trainee. I love it overall. I love Creed. And Ryan Coogler is the director that I will always be excited for. I'll officially always be excited to see whatever he'll come up next. I know the next thing that he set on is an X-Files reboot. And after saying that I'll see anything, that means I gotta start watching the X-Files, because that's what he seems so dead set on. He should be doing. I know, Black Panther 3 is in the air, but I guess he's just gonna wait for Doomsday and Secret Invasion to be over to crank out Black Panther 3, which I hear might have Denzel Washington as the bad guy. Maybe. I don't even know if they'll bring Daniel Kaluuya back from his character from the Border Tribe, because he didn't come back for Infinity War Endgame. We don't know if he even blipped. So he's probably still somewhere in a Wakandan prison. But I'd be interested to see his whatever he's doing with the X-Files, because he seems to have a passion for it. And I guess he'll give the same fresh take that Creed was, because Rocky Balboa wasn't too long before Creed, and kind of how I think X-Files had its reboot, and now it's getting another one. Maybe I think Ryan Coogler will do a great job, even though I don't know that much about X-Files besides the plot, and the names of the two characters. Not well versed on that, but I'm excited. Ryan Coogler, he's a great director who is definitely pushing the boundaries of film with his awesome filming techniques that are amazing to watch, and his amazing writing and characters that he is just so good at. I'll always look out for what he's doing next. Thank you very much, guys. I'm still behind on my best of 2024. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna come next. That's all I can say. It's coming next. All right. Thank you very much, and subscribe. Goodbye.